Hello, my name is Brendan Polanco, and this is my artifact analysis presentation for MA 670. So, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm completing my master's degree in education with a specialization in English learner equity. I'm passionate about helping students who come from troubled pasts or who have overcome a lot of adversity. I have a passion for helping English language learners and, just troubled students. Um, I am going to be completing this master's degree after the completion of this class. And come this fall, I'll be starting my second master's degree in educational counseling. I aspire to help people and help students. I really want to make a difference in their lives and push them to become the best versions of themselves they can be. My course of study has been a little bit challenging, but very rewarding. I've taken quite a few classes and I've enjoyed them all. Those classes include MA 610, Plan a Study and Practice Research, ITL 600, Foundations of Teaching and Learning, ITL 604, Learners and Learning 1, ITL 606, Foundations of Teaching and Learning, ITL 608, Design and Process of Teaching, ITL 660, Identity, Inclusion, and Equity, ITL 662, Linguistics and Academic Language, ITL 664, EL Achievement and Content Area, EDA 648, Student Services and Enrollment Management, and MA 670, Application of Practitioner Research. These classes have taught me a wide array of information, and there have been a lot of personal learning outcomes that are associated with each class. This presentation is going to dive into those learning outcomes that I feel were most developed uh, or introduced or mastered within each class, and you'll see as the slides continue. The first artifact we're going to look at comes from MA 610. This artifact is a research review. The article in review is Latino English Language Learners Bridging Achievement and Cultural Gaps Between Schools and Families. I have associated PLO 3 to this artifact, and I have given myself a D for developing in the knowledge level of this skill set. My analysis is that this literature review demonstrates my developing proficiency in practitioner research by synthesizing findings from a peer reviewed study on culturally responsive teaching for Latino ELLs. This artifact reflects my growing ability to critically evaluate qualitative research methodologies, including interviews, observations, and surveys used to assess instructional impact. By analyzing participant demographics, research methods, and findings, I show evidence of understanding how culturally aligned instruction improves reading comprehension, comprehension outcomes. In this review, I discuss the implications for practice, identity gaps, and for future study, and critique methodological limitations, thereby demonstrating my alignment with the developing stage of PLO 3. The next artifact we're going to go over, it comes from ITL 600, and that artifact is a scavenger hunt. This assignment was required for students to navigate various components of National University's Inspired Teaching and Learning program. By completing a scavenger hunt to get template, this involved reviewing the university catalog, identifying program sequence and requirements, interpreting financial aid information, and examining institutional policies on academic progress and integrity. And for this artifact, I have associated it with PLO4, reflective practice, and I have given myself an I for that skill set. My analysis is that this artifact serves as an introduction to professional expectations, academic policies, and structure to the MAE program. It initiates reflective practice by prompting students to consider how institutional policies and academic structures impact their success and ethical conduct. While this assessment does require deep personal analysis, it lays the groundwork for continuous professional growth by familiarizing students with a system that supported reflective and critical thinking. This aligns with PLO 4 at the introduce level by helping candidates begin to internalize the framework of their educational journey. As we move on, the next artifact is coming from ITL 604. And this artifact is an essay analyzing the background, strengths, and learning gaps of three diverse students using asset-based thinking. Each student represented a different, distinct profile. An English learner, a student with an IEP, and a student affected by trauma. This assignment involved completing individual student profiles with detailed tables, synthesizing academic, cultural, emotional, and developmental data. And for this assignment, I have associated it with PLO2, Design Learning Expectations that include learner characteristics, principles, and customized learning and assessment as learning. And for this PLO, I have given myself a D for developing. The analysis is that this artifact shows my progress towards mastering PLO2 by highlighting how I interpreted learner-specific characteristics into instructional planning. In completing the assignment, I applied principles of customized learning by identifying each student's unique strengths, challenges, and environmental factors using real student data. I developed differential strategies such as prioritizing social emotional support for students facing housing insecurity and trauma, or tailoring language instruction for English learners based on LPAC scores and family background. By synthesizing multiple data points for each student, I moved beyond generic approaches and began designing truly learner-centered, inclusive plans. This process not only strengthened my ability to differentiate instruction, but also helped me build the habit of using assessment as a tool for learning, reshaping the way I view and use student data to inform teaching. Moving on, the next artifact is coming from ITL 606, and that artifact was a TPE reflection. And this assignment required a deep reflection and analysis of the teacher performance expectations, emphasizing subject matter knowledge and differentiation. The reflective activity included highlighting areas of strengths and growth in relation to equity, access, and institutional responsiveness across diverse student profiles. This assignment I associated with PLO2, Design Learning Experiences that include learner characteristics, principles, and customized learning and assessment as learning. And for this skill level, I gave myself a D. My analysis includes this artifact reflects my developing competency in PLO2. As I engaged with self-assessments and selected evidence to demonstrate my understanding of how learner characteristics such as prior knowledge, language proficiency, and socio-emotional needs should inform instruction through this activity, I identified concrete strategies for differentiating the curriculum, including the use of pre-assessments, scaffolding techniques, and aligning instruction with both academic standards and individual student needs. This process of structured reflection and goal setting helped me meaningfully apply the principles of customized learning. I came to recognize the value of integrating academic vocabulary, instruction for English learners, and creating lessons that connect content to students' lived experience. This analysis deepened my ability to link student profiles with appropriate instructional strategies, reinforcing the importance of using assessment data to personalized learning. The next artifact in discussion comes from ITL 608. And this artifact was an extra credit assignment. The assignment was a weekly reflection. My reflective artifact captures my engagement with foundational concepts of summative and informative assessments during the second week of ITL 608. In my reflection, I noted the instructional clarity, the use of grading examples, and the instructor's approachable demeanor. These elements contributed to a supportive learning environment that helped me begin to understand the basics of assessment. So within this artifact, I've associated it with PLO1, integrating advanced approaches to assessment using digital tools and skills. And within this PLO, I've graded myself at the I level. My analysis is that although the reflection is informal, it's demonstrated my initial understanding of key assessment strategies. I recognize the importance of setting clear expectations and the value of instructor support in assessment design. My mention of formative and summative assessment shows an early awareness of different assessment tools aligning with this program learning outcome. And as I said, this learning outcome is number 1, and I feel I am at the introduced level. The next artifact in discussion comes from ITL 660. This artifact is a research paper on teacher research and reflective practices. The research paper demonstrates a thorough understanding of the importance of research in education, specifically how teachers must engage in continuous research to inform instructional practices and adapt to the diverse needs of their students. This paper covers various types of research methods that teachers use, such as exploratory, descriptive, and explanatory research, with examples relevant to the classroom context. It also highlights the necessity of research in designing equitable learning environments and tailoring instructional strategies for marginalized students and groups. For this artifact, I have associated it with PLO 3. Apply practitioner research methods to study and inform instruction in traditional and online learning environments. And within this PLO, I have given my skill level a mastered. My analysis is that this paper directly aligns with PLO 3 by detailing how teachers apply practitioner research to analyze and refine their teaching strategies, both in traditional and online environments. The discussion on different research methods, exploratory, descriptive, and explanatory, illustrates a deep application of research in understanding students' behaviors and learning outcomes. The artifact demonstrates competence in the mastery level by not only applying these methods, but also critically analyzing their impact on student achievement and instructional efficacy. Moving on, the next artifact comes from ITL 662, and the artifact is an essay on how to write a literature review. And a description of the artifact is, in fact, just that, a review of a piece of literature, an article that discusses an educational topic and how it relates to my educational research question, in which case I was able to review the article and dissect some of its similarities to my research questions and also apply some of those differences and ask questions that may further continue the research. And within this artifact, I have associated it to PLO 3, apply practitioner research methods to study and inform instruction in traditional and online teaching environments. And I have given myself a level D at this skill set. My analysis is that this artifact demonstrates developed level competence in program learning outcome 3 by showing the ability to formulate a clear research question to guide inquiry, conduct a comprehensive literature search using academic databases, and synthesize sources, both thematically and methodologically. Additionally, it reflects the capacity to critically evaluate its strengths, limitations, and trends across various studies. Although it does not yet include mastery, the artifact reveals a growing sophistication in the application of research techniques that support evidence-based instructional decision-making in both traditional and digital learning environments. The next artifact comes from ITL 664. This artifact is a presentation titled Effective Communication, a look at ELD parent and teacher language barriers. This presentation explores how language barriers between educators and parents of English language development students hinder communication, parental involvement, and student support. It emphasizes the need for culturally responsive practices, translation tools, and stronger relationships to promote equity and student success. Within this artifact, I have associated with PLO 1, integrate advanced approaches to assessment using digital tools and skills. and I have given myself a level D at this skill set. My analysis is that in this presentation, I demonstrated a developed level of proficiency in integrating advanced digital tools to address assessment and communication challenges within ELD settings. By examining the language barriers between teachers and ELD parents, I identified how these obstacles affect parental engagement and student outcomes. I incorporated digital solutions such as translation technologies and multilingual communication platforms to support clearer and more inclusive interactions. These tools embedded in a tailoring of communication strategies to meet the diverse family needs, reflecting a thoughtful application of assessment related to digital skills. This project shows growth towards mastery, but not only using digital tools effectively, but also embedding them in a culturally responsive framework that advances equity and supports students' learning through stronger school family partnerships. Moving on, the next artifact comes from EDA 648. This artifact is an essay on implicit biases. It's a look at my results on the Harvard Project Race IAT. This artifact is a written reflection based on the results of the Harvard Race Implicit Associations test. This artifact captures a moment of personal insight where I identified a moderate implicit bias towards European Americans. It documents my critical self-examination and acknowledges the influence of societal and cultural conditioning on unconscious attitudes. This reflection emphasizes the importance of recognizing and understanding implicit biases. Especially for individuals who consciously uphold the values of equity and inclusion. Within this assignment or artifact, I have associated it within PLO4, develop reflective practices that are grounded in current learning, science, research, professional ethics, and include pathways to continuous growth. And I have given myself a level D in this skill set. My analysis is that this artifact demonstrates developed competence in PLO4 by integrating ethical reasoning and concepts from learning science, such as cognitive ease and social conditioning. It reflects a commitment to personal and professional growth by outlining a plan to remain aware of biases in future educational and leadership roles. The piece establishes a foundation for ongoing reflective practice and ethical decision making, contributing to the mastery of PLO4, though a thoughtful research informed approach to implicit cognition and self awareness. The final artifact in discussion comes from MAE 670, and that is a practitioner research review. This review is exploring the link between direct instruction and reading comprehension to Latino English language learners. The practitioner research study investigates the effects of direct instructional based teaching strategies on the reading comprehension outcomes of Latino English language learners in grades 2 and 3. The study uses both classroom observations and review of relevant literature and explores the connection between structured and explicit instruction and reading comprehension, specifically targeting culturally and linguistically diverse students. This artifact encompasses PLO2, design learning expectations that include learner characteristics, principles of customized learning, and assessments as learning. And I have given myself a level I for this skill set. My analysis is that this paper demonstrates how PLO2 aligns with my focus on enhancing reading comprehension for Latino English language learners. The study underscores the importance of direct instruction while emphasizing the need to tailor lessons to meet the unique needs of culturally and linguistically diverse students by incorporating factors such as language proficiency and cultural backgrounds. The study supports a customized approach to learning that ensures the effectiveness and inclusiveness of instruction. Moreover, the use of assessments in learning fosters continuous reflection of student progress, actively involving learners in their educational journey. Overall, this PLO emphasizes the creation and adaptable lessons that are responsive to students' needs. ultimately enhancing their reading comprehension skills. This process is new to me, and as it is new to me, I have deemed it a level I. This concludes my presentation on my plan of study. My plan of study was very thorough and very eye opening, and I'm appreciative for it. The PLOs that I have worked with and have been introduced to, have started to develop, and have even mastered some, are very, very profound, and they will make a huge difference in my career. And I look forward to applying everything that I've learned in my professional life. And as it says on the screen, it's time to graduate and apply everything I've learned, and that's exactly what I plan on doing. Thank you for hearing me out, and you have a great day.